Hey, what's up, Rattler? So it's my last day here in Arizona. I've got a couple hours before I need to catch a flight to go back to the icebox that I live in, but, you know, I've always heard really good things about the Phoenix Herpetological Sanctuary, and everybody has said, Dave, you've got to get up there and get a tour and do a video about this really amazing place. So let's go in and get an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour here at the Phoenix Herpetological Sanctuary.
I'm Dāv Kaufman, and I tour the world to see how reptiles are living in the wild. And while I'm at it, checking out some of the most amazing facilities and reptile expos as well. It's all about learning, appreciation, and conservation. So come with me and join my reptile adventures.
At Zilla, we are dedicated to the innovation of caging, lighting, and equipment solutions that provide proper husbandry for your pet's long and happy life. To see our entire catalog, visit zillarules.com.
All right, so this is Caitlin. Now, what is your official role here?
I am the Education and Outreach Director here at the Phoenix Herpetological Sanctuary. We were founded in 2001 to give a place for these reptiles to go. There's lots of dog and cat shelters, but not really anywhere for reptiles.
That's true.
Especially in Arizona. So all of these animals are now used for education. We have small turtles and tortoises, big turtles and tortoises, venomous snakes, crocodilians from around the world, and of course non-venomous snakes and lizards as well.
Very cool. Well, let's get a tour here. I'm excited to see this place.
Sounds good. So these are our smaller guys up here. Lots of things to touch. It was nice and rainy today.
Yeah.
Kind of taking a hide, but we got our Sonoran desert tortoises over here.
Oh, nice.
These are protected species in Arizona and one of my favorites because they have pretty good personalities. They're one of our keystone species in Arizona because they make the burrows in the ground that other animals use, so like lizards and snakes. So they're wonderful to have around and really good education tools for our community.
So now you were telling me that this is somebody's house that donated the land.
Yes, so Dan and Debbie are two of the founders and they still live here, but they built the sanctuary around it to be able to take care of the animals at night and give all of this land to the reptiles that needed it.
That is fantastic.
Yes, it's really wonderful. So here's one of our Aldabra tortoises.
Hi, big guy.
Little grumpy from the rain, but you know. We have 2 Aldabra tortoises and 3 Galapagos tortoises. So our summer camp kids come in here and help scrub their shells and feed them.
Nice.
And it's really fun interaction time for them.
Nice.
So we provide the sanctuary for the animals so people aren't dumping them into natural streams or rivers and creating an invasive species issue.
Look at them all. How many do you have in here?
Last count was like 200.
200 red ears.
Yep. So this is our medical room and our animal care room. So if there's something that's wrong with an animal, we get a lot of dog bite patients, like turtles and tortoises, since their shells are made out of bone, or a snake that's hit by a car, things like that. They all come into here, and then we also have some animals that usually live outside, but it's too cold during the winter, so they come in here for the colder months.
Gotcha.
What I wanted to show you is these guys. They are jumpy guys.
Yeah.
These are baby smooth-fronted caiman.
Oh, wow.
And we got these a few months ago when a guy bought them online and decided he wanted to sell them on the side of the road here in Arizona, which in this state is illegal.
Yeah, no, that was sound thinking, yeah.
Yeah, so they were all confiscated, so we work very closely with game and fish to make sure that these animals have a place to go. But we got 4 little baby smooth fronts and some iguanas and snapping turtles from that person.
Wow. And now down here I see tubs and tubs of baby sulcatas.
Yep.
So you also have a breeding initiative here.
Yeah, so most of these come from people kind of saying, oh, well, I didn't know my tortoise was gonna breed, and here's 20 babies, or here's 10 babies.
Gotcha.
So we get a lot from that.
Wow, and you have Chuckies over here. These
Yeah,
are...
they're the calicos, the hybrids, but his name is Boulder. That's pretty nice.
Hi, Boulder.
They were bred here about 6 years ago, and were actually rehomed to a lady in Tucson. And we did the Tucson show at the beginning of October, and she came up to us and was like, hey, do you want these guys back? And we were like, yeah, of course, they're beautiful. So they'll be here, and they're really good education animals.
Very cool.
All right, welcome to our venom room. We have lots of exotic venomous snakes on this side behind the glass, and then we got some rattlesnakes on this right-hand side. Behind you, we also have this big rack. We had 3 of them in here from a guy who went out and collected rosy boas from the wild. So he took them and was breeding them, which again is illegal in Arizona. So they sat here in the tubs until the case got adjudicated and we were able to find them homes. Lots of rattlesnakes on this side. In Arizona, we have about 13 species of rattlesnakes, with about 32 in the entire world. We have the highest concentration of various species in the smallest area. So we got the prairie rattlesnakes here, and the banded rock rattlesnakes, which sometimes people don't even know live here, but they're very beautiful. And we got the ridge-nosed rattlesnake, which is Arizona's state reptile. One of my favorite guys in here.
Look at that beauty. So in here you have a little haboo viper. Not a lot of people know what this is, actually.
Yeah.
But these are from Japan.
They are.
Wow. You have a lot of very cool snakes here.
Thank you. Definitely a lot of collaborations and rescues.
Oh, you have a Manxian.
Yes, there's a couple in there.
Oh, Manxians are one of my favorite pit vipers.
They're so incredible. They love this weather.
Is this a pair in here? Mm-hmm. So this king cobra is Elvis, and he was somebody's pet?
Correct. So they had him in an apartment in New York, and they moved here to Arizona and had to give him up because he's illegal to keep here, also illegal in New York as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gorgeous snake, though.
So this is our classroom. We do our summer camp programs in here. We also teach the police officers and fire and animal control on how to handle venomous snakes and also other reptiles they might come in contact to in the field.
That is fantastic.
Yes, lots of education goes on in here. So this is our non-venomous snake and lizard barn, and also where we keep carriers and stuff when we're gonna go to events.
Look at that beauty. Whoa!
So we got, 2 females and 1 male. Looks like they're still digesting their food too.
Nice.
So green beans, string beans, and edamame.
So their names are Green Bean, String Bean, and Edamame.
Yeah.
Okay, those are probably the best names that I've ever heard for condas.
Yeah, one of her babies is over at the aquarium and they named her Jelly Bean.
Nice.
So cute.
I love it.
Mario's a 33-year-old reticulated python that was owned by our president, Russ.
Look at that chubster.
Yes. He stopped eating for 18 months and then started eating up again and is doing just fine now.
Wow.
Yeah.
How, have you ever measured her?
They think she's about 16 feet.
Yeah.
Then we got T1 over here who's about 18.
Oh, let's see. T1?
T1 is her name, yep.
Oh, nice tiger.
Yes. She's about to shed, so she's all hunkered down. Interestingly enough, this little collared lizard was brought here by PETA. They did a hoarding situation and this little guy was there literally within an inch of his life, so skinny. I didn't think he was going to survive and he's thriving just fine, little collared lizard.
Oh, I love Crotophytus. And then look at this big jolly guy.
Yes, his name is Rowdy. He's about 25 years old and he came to us after a guy had him as a pet and he got a new girlfriend and she said pick me or the lizard. So he made the worst decision ever and gave up the lizard.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand.
Does not comprehend. 404 error.
Right, exactly. Does not compute. Oh.
Yeah, so he used to come to education programs, but now he's retired. He has no teeth, as you can see.
Yeah, he's an old dude. And then you've got some corn snakes down here.
Yes, they're the best for education.
The ever exotic corn snake.
Oh, you gotta love corn snakes, though.
They are.
I mean, this is just the snake that started everything.
Yeah.
So how many corn snakes do you get surrendered here? I mean, I bet it's a ton.
Yeah, corn snakes aren't too common, which is pretty nice. We get a lot of ball pythons, but maybe 5 to 10 corn snakes a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot less than I thought.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Turtles and tortoises are the big one.
Turtles and tortoises. So this is Alex, and Alex is, what do you do here, Alex?
I am the non-venomous reptile keeper, volunteer manager, onboarding, surrenders, adoptions, pretty much whatever they need me to do.
Do you fit all that on a business card?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a long title. They call me the reptile manager here, but really we do whatever PHS needs us to do. So.
Gotcha. Gotcha. How long you been here?
I've been here about 2 years, 2.5 years or so, and I was a volunteer for a year before that. So.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you kind of manage this whole barn.
Mm-hmm. Yep, every animal in here, all the turtles, tortoises, everything except crocs and the venomous.
Wow.
So even the large lizards and
Iguanas, monitors, tegus. Yep.
Fantastic.
So this is our crocodilian area. We have about 21 species. So of course scientists are always splitting species into two. But the only ones we're really missing are the mugger's crocodile and the true gharials.
Wow.
Yes, so we have lots of different species for everyone to look at. These are some spectacled caiman and 3 alligators. So the caiman came from another facility in Canada who just had way too many of them. So they came into this big enclosure and really enjoyed themselves. Siamese crocodiles over here that were hatched in 2016 and 2017. So these guys are almost extinct from the wild because there's not very much land for them to live on anymore due to human development. But these are like little raptors. Every time you open the gate and they know you have food, they all come running. And it's super cool because both the mother and father take care of the nest and the young, whereas other crocodilians, usually the fathers will prey upon those babies. So we got black caiman in here. Ooh. These guys came to us all the way from Denmark, even though they're native to South America.
Right.
But they went from to Amsterdam to Detroit and then here, and we didn't lose a single one. That was about 2.5 years ago.
Nice.
And before that time, the species hadn't been imported in the U.S. in the last 40 years. So super, super cool.
These are super cool.
And they're the only group in the U.S. that will be able to do an endangered species breeding program. So we're excited to have them grow a little bit more and make sure we think there's one male in there and the rest are female.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And there's also a guy who comes out and researches the oils that come out of their cloaca. In some countries they use it as a perfume, but it's also a croc repellent. So if you put it in the water, all of the crocodilians in that area will leave.
Oh, so you have Chinese alligators here.
Yep, so these guys are part of the SSP, the Species Survival Plan. So we have 1 male and 3 females. And of course one of the females doesn't get along with the other 2, so she has to be housed separately until breeding season. They have laid eggs for us before, but they weren't viable, but it means that they're comfortable enough to do so.
Sure.
So luckily, that is in the plans for the future, hopefully.
All right, so these are the Cuban crocodiles.
We got Little Joe, the male, over here, and then Big Joe over there, the female. Her dad is Ricardo over at Gatorland.
That's right, I've met Ricardo at Gatorland.
One day I'll see him in person. But
yeah.
I always see his videos. And then Flavio, who is a croc behavioralist, came here and was telling me about her, and when he told me that, I got so excited.
Well, give Savannah a call and get down to Florida.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely worth the trip down there.
Yeah, and they're super intelligent. Flavio actually trained Joe when she was little to come to the tap of a foot. She would come and put her between his legs, and he'd give her a treat. And he told me that he would do it in groups of like 20 people, and whoever tapped their foot, she'd run over, lay their head there, and get a treat for it.
Wow.
Super cool.
These are such intelligent crocs. They really are.
We got the saltwater crocodiles in here, and in Arizona it gets pretty cold and all of our crocodiles need that heat, so we heat all of the water so we keep the water's level low because it gets pretty expensive to do so. So during the summer this water is nice and high, and we also do croc walks where people could come and see the animals get fed. So we feed them off the top here and they're able to use that natural instinct to jump up and out of the water and get their food.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yep, and then we got Brad is the big boy closest to us, and then Angelina's the girl.
Brad and Angelina.
That is them.
Ah, yes. And you've got the Niloticus in here.
Yes, so
oh,
Niall.
Look at that guy.
So, Mr. E is in the water, and then Cleopatra is that girl on the edge right there, and we could go around to get a better view of her.
Sure.
Since she's right up against the gate.
Nile crocodiles have the most amazing eyes of any crocodilian. They really do. Look at those chompers.
These are our first two crocodilians we got on the property. We have Charlie and Lucy. They came from a backyard here in Avondale when an old lady lost her cat, and she was looking over her neighbor's yards, and instead of finding the cat, she found two 6-foot alligators living in this person's backyard and in their home. They had ramps and beds and the like inside for them. And in Arizona, again, it's illegal to have these crocodilians, and they were brought here.
All right, so to have a facility this immense, how do you guys make money?
So we have our education programs where we go to schools and teach about these animals. We wish we could do all of those for free, but luckily most of the schools have that education budget. And then we will give scholarships to low-income schools to be able to provide the same programming to them.
Fantastic.
We do, corporate events and big city events for the communities to come by, and we get paid for doing those. We have a few donors that really enjoy the reptiles, but competing with furry and fuzzy animals are sometimes pretty hard.
We always lose out to them, don't we?
Yeah, but you know, those ones that really enjoy the reptiles are very dedicated. And then we also write grants. So those grants also allow us to do new enclosures or more education programs. So all of those things combined allow us to do what we do here and keep us afloat.
Fantastic. Do you do like a donation drive to the general public at all?
Yep, we do Giving Tuesday, that's in December this year, and then we have Arizona Gives Day. If you go on our website, you can always donate off of there, and we have an Amazon wish list as well, so you could always buy those supplies that we always use on there as well.
Fantastic. And Rattlers, I will put all of those links in the description below, so give those links a click and see how you can help this really amazing place.
So we are getting Baby out. She's our 6.5-foot alligator that we bring to education programs. So we are bringing her to a school today.
Oh, wow.
So she is super excited to go, as you can see.
Yeah, like everybody else, she just doesn't want to go to school today.
So we'll drag her out and then put the towel on her and head over to the car.
All right. Come on, girlie.
All right, towel time. So, do you want to help carry her?
Of course.
All right.
You want the bitey end and I'll take the pooping end?
Perfect.
Okay, done and done. All right. Oh, this guy's heavier than I thought.
Easy enough.
Wait. There we go. Okay, I got it. There you go. She weighs like, what, about 200, 250 pounds?
That's what I think.
She's a hefty girl.
It's at least
She doesn't look that
160.
bad for her
Yeah.
size, but
Right.
yeah, she's
All
hefty.
muscle. And
Goosh. All right, so you have to get to a presentation.
I do.
I have to get to the airport and fly back to the icebox that I live in. But thank you so much for having me out here. This is just a wonderful place in the world.
Good. I'm glad you think so.
Absolutely. I'm glad I took a couple of couple of hours to come and take this tour, and
Good.
thanks for showing me around. This
My
is
pleasure.
amazing.
I'm glad that the weather was on our side.
Yeah, well, it's about to not be, so.
You're right.
So give this video a like and hit that subscribe button when you do, hit that bell so you never miss an upload. Check out our sponsors. Their links are in the description below as well. And until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.